This isn't directly related to the stories about Billy, though it happened at the same time and it just brought up that memory, so I thought I'd share it. I was 16 at the time and I was with Billy, but I was visiting my grandmother and family back in Maryland. My dad's from Maryland, my mom's from Virginia. Anyway, my grandmother is one of the most important people of my life. She was a diminutive 4'11", 90-pound woman who was very proud of her Native American heritage. And she doted on us, all the grandchildren. We absolutely adored her. My grandparents lived in this row home in Baltimore. If you don't know what those are, look them up. But they're these skinny, long homes. Literally, you walk in, there's a living room right next to the dining room, and further back is the kitchen. And upstairs are the rooms all on a skinny line. You just walk through one room to get to the other. So we were visiting, and I was sitting at the table, and we were probably playing pinochle because we always played pinochle. And in the summer, we would always eat crabs, but I think it was pinochle. And my uncles, who are only 8 years older than I am, they're twin uncles, were kind of asking me about who I was dating and kind of teasing me, and I just, blushed and didn't say anything. I actually think I had been talking about Billy earlier because he was my best friend, and so I don't know, something probably came up, but wasn't really related to the girlfriend thing. I was just nervous about it. Later that night, I was sleeping on the couch in the living room, as I sometimes had to because we had a lot of people. And my grandmother came down and sat in the rocking chair next to the couch, which she often did when I was sleeping there. I remember the conversation. We were talking about the divorce of my parents a few years earlier and the effect on me. And she was saying, "Do you like your life now?" And I said, "Yes." And she goes, "Well, then you shouldn't regret the past." But more importantly, at least for this story, is the conversation turned to Billy or girlfriends or something. I don't remember exactly. But this next part, I remember very clearly. Grandma got quiet and she looked at me and she goes, "You're one of those boys who likes boys, aren't you?" I froze. I got nauseous. So it was my grandmother, and I knew she loved me unconditionally no matter what. So I nodded my head. And all she said was, "Just be happy." And that was the end of that conversation. She died when I was in my 20s. It's a whole other story, beautiful and sad story. And I really wish she could have lived to see me with my husband and our children. She's the first person I ever came out to, and I didn't come out again until about 12 years later. I really wish she could have met Billy, too. A wonderful woman.